Hey there, y'all. This is my first time trying this. I don't know how well this is going to play, but I wanted to share this with you because I thought it was kind of important. I don't know if you're like a really religious person or not. I happen to believe in God and I believe in the stories of Jesus. And every once in a while, when I'm watching a movie, I'll notice, now most movies are pretty stupid, I'll give you that. So you kind of have to put your brain in neutral in order to just kick back and enjoy it. But once in a while, kind of like that old adage about the blind squirrel finding a nut once in a while, every once in a while somebody on a movie says something pretty profound that actually can help us in our day-to-day life. And this is one of those times. Now, I'm just going to play a little clip from this. Hopefully you're going to be able to see it. I've got it on the big screen behind me. I'm just going to hit play and then we're going to talk about it just a little bit.
I'm hurting you?
Yeah, in a way you are.
It's the last thing I ever wanted to do.
I know that's not what you want to do, but that's just the way that it is. Don't you care what people think? Doesn't it bother you that people are making you out to be a joke and that I'm going to be included in that? Do you think that's right? Do you?
You ain't gonna believe this. But you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you got to be willing to take the hits. And not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always going to love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son and you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life. Don't forget to visit your mother.
Love me some Rocky Balboa. Profound stuff, right? And whenever I first saw that movie, back in 2006, 2007, whenever it was, I didn't immediately put things together. I mean, I knew it was a powerful quote. You know, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Well, that's the story of Jesus. You know, when he was captured by the Romans, you know, he was brought in front of, or brought, I guess, by the Roman police, basically, because at that time, the nation of Israel was under occupation by the Romans. So if you wanted to get somebody in trouble, you know, instead of going down to the sheriff's office or the police station, you would go to the Roman consulate and say, hey, you know, somebody's speaking out against the Romans and he's trying to subvert your authority or whatever. You know, you would say that to get him in trouble, and then they would be brought in and they would have a trial. And you know, those guys had like almost like an American justice system. They didn't just throw people in jail for no good reason, for the most part, especially not, you know, if they were if they hadn't demonstrably done anything wrong, which was the case with Jesus. But anyways, long story short, they brought him in, because the Pharisees and the Sadducees said he was a really bad dude. And the Roman soldiers, they beat the heck out of him. They spent like a whole night beating him down, and they beat him down, beat him down, beat him down. And then he was taken before Pilate, and the people were wanting him to get condemned, so he was. And then they beat on him some more, and when they had him beat down, they had him beat down to the pavement, bloody, bunch of thorns formed into a loop, to make like a crown, and jammed on his head. This man was beat down hard. And then what'd they say? Okay, now you got to pick up this cross, this heavy wooden cross, and you're going to have to move that thing up to the top of the mountain. And that's what Jesus did. This man that was beat down near to death, he didn't complain, and he didn't try to point fingers and say, oh, well, it's somebody else's fault. No, what did he do? He shouldered up that massive hunk of wood, and he started moving forward. He started moving forward up that hill. And, granted, he did have some help along the way, and I think that's another lesson from the Bible that we can take. When we see somebody struggling and they're really trying to do their best, then the thing for us to do, instead of sticking our foot out to trip them up and make things worse, we should help them, if at all possible. But life is like that. Every once in a while, and I know from my own personal experiences, you might be sailing along and you're looking at your income, and you're looking at your bills, and you're running in the black for a change. Everything's pretty much coming up roses. And then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, something happens. You get an unexpected tax bill, or there's a tragedy in the family, death in the family, all kinds of stuff can happen and knock you down. But like Rocky and Jesus have showed us, when you get knocked down, you're knocked down, and it might knock the wind out of you, and it might take you a few minutes to recover your senses. But don't let it stop you. Pick up your backpack, pick up whatever the load is that you're supposed to be carrying, and move forward. Just keep moving forward, because if you don't, you're not supposed to just stay on dead center and just curl up in a ball somewhere and wait for death to come and take you. No. Look around, decide what course of action you can take today, and baby steps, but just pick up your load, keep moving. All right, so basically that is my Rocky Balboa / New Testament lesson for today. And that actually is one of the most powerful lessons that Jesus had to teach us. And he taught it not by words, but by example. He showed us what to do. When life knocks you down, you get up as best you can and start moving forward. All right, well, thanks very much for listening, and have a great day.